So, hey, my wonderful class, it's time for Bible. Today, I really want to focus on our memory verse because as I was looking at sort of your parents had like an assessment, sort of a test of how well you knew Psalm 104 last week. A lot of us didn't know it that well. So I want us to really practice because we have learned this week we will learn Psalm 105. That means we will learn that whole psalm. That psalm only has 5 verses. Psalm 100 has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We learned 1 and 2 first. Make a joyful shout to the Lord, all you nations. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing, right? Singing, singing. That's the first 1 and 2, okay? Verse 3, know that the Lord, he is God. It is he who made us, not we ourselves. Remember this part? That we are the people, we are his people and the sheep of his pasture. That was verse 3. Verse 4, enter his gates with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise. Be thankful to him and bless his name always. So that's 4. Here's 5 today, okay? And we're going to practice this. I'm going to send the song links. I wish we had a song. We don't have a song that has all 5. Maybe I need to get Max to write us some music to do that. That would be a good job. All right, so here's verse 5. 4, it tells us 3 things, which I kind of love this if we think about it. So the first thing that verse 5 tells us, for the Lord is good. Well, we say that all the time, so we are going to remember that. The Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting. So mercy, we said, was kind of like a gift that we don't really deserve. It's a punishment that would be reserved for us that we don't get. So it's mercy. It's a good thing. It's a grace. It's a good thing, mercy is. And everlasting means it goes on and on and on and on. That's who he is. He's always merciful. He always shows mercy. So his mercy is everlasting. I'm going to point to my watch like a time. So his mercy is everlasting. The Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting. Here's the third thing it says. His truth, because God does not lie. He cannot lie. There is nothing in his word that is not true. So his truth endures. That means last. It just means it keeps going for all generations. So that means his word never changes. It's always true. It was true for your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandma. And it's true for us. Never changes. His truth endures for all generations. So let's go over that really fast. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting. And his truth, we need to figure out what to do for truth. We're going to figure out some good motions. His truth endures for all generations, from beginning of time till way after us. His word does not change. It is true. His truth endures all generations. Okay. Now, there was a thing in verse 3, I think it is, where it says, we are the sheep of his pasture. This week, we're going to be talking about how the Lord is our shepherd and we are his sheep. The people that belong to him are his sheep, okay? So what does it mean to be a shepherd? What does a shepherd do? You come up with 2 things. I'm going to give you a second. You come up with 2 things that a shepherd does. Okay, I'm thinking. Okay, see if maybe we have the same idea. One that I thought of was he takes care of sheep. Okay, so that's one. He takes care of sheep, like make sure they're fed, make sure they're clean, make sure they have what they need. He takes care of sheep, and then he also protects sheep, because sheep, we're going to learn some this week, sheep are not very smart animals. They're not very smart. This is just what we know about sheep. Like they may just walk right over a cliff. They're just not very smart. So they need someone to guide them. And as I was reading about sheep today, I found out that most sheep, yes, they're kind of like a wild animal, but most sheep have shepherds. Most sheep belong to a shepherd. Isn't that cool? And there's gazillions, well, there's billions of sheep in the world. So anyway, the shepherd protects them because they are not so smart. They're not a super fast animal. They're not a super fierce animal that has this kind of ability to fight another animal, right? So they need someone to look after them. Because there are other animals that would love to have them, right? For dinner or breakfast. Yeah. All right, so the shepherd protects them. And we're going to see this is what God does for us. His people, his children. He cares for them and he protects them. And then we might see some other things this week. So be thinking about shepherd and sheep. And I know you're going crazy in my mind. All I can see is the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want, shall not want, I shall not want. Okay, will you practice those memory verses? Psalm 100 for me. Psalm 100, verse 5. The Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures through all generations. Practice. I'll see you tomorrow in Bible on Tuesday. Today's Monday.